Welcome back, my gardening friends, to a very sunny day at the end of November. This is my, what I call the cabbage cage. This is where all my strawberries are and some of the giant veg that I'm waiting to go to seed. Everything's wet, cold, frosty at the moment, but the blackberries are still in good leaf, so we're not going to touch those. Let all the energy go back down where it needs to be to produce new shoots next season. Exactly the same with the autumn fruiting raspberries. This plot was my second plot in my wife's name, Mrs. K, and I've done a few changes. Never seemed to get it right first time. The rhubarb bed used to stretch all the way down here. Then Vegega, who do the metal raised beds, sent me some to review, and I believe they're going to send me a few more, so that'll be nice. Might consider doing something here, or I might consider, as I've discussed before, I've got far too many raspberries and far too many blackberries, so I might have one line of each or half a line of each, and whatever happens, I need to put some of these green strops, these single-use strops that we recycled. I'm going to put two in the middle because they do still flop over too much, so that's just a little improvement. Rhubarb's been tidied up, covered with leaves, and as a suggestion, pop something on top to stop those leaves blowing away. I still need to do something with this compost. It's covered up, and these bags of leaves are sinking down slowly. I'm on bag 22 now, perhaps 3 more to get, but I did remember to cover them up before the rain, and it's still frosty even though it's late afternoon. Some nice new fresh manure in this bay, and then the other bay has got my well rotted. Once that one's emptied, I'll start using this one. In the process of rebuilding all this area, I'm just going to bring you around, guys. The reason for changing around is so I've got more room to get round with a wheelbarrow, and it has certainly helped. Some old pallet collars there that I'm going to just use as surrounds to protect the giant potatoes. There's one new collar left there. I'm hoping to get a few more pallet collars in the near future. Some of these beds have now been covered up. Some of these giant vegetables like the kohlrabi there and the beetroot may go to seed. They're looking a little bit sad after the really cold nights. And we've got all these materials here, as well as the leaf mould in these bins to do something up here. It's surprising how much water was about. I've had to tip that out and get the water out. But up this end of the plot, in the shade of the holly hedge, it does get cold. Nothing thaws out. And here's another one of the Vegega raised beds. And there's 2 more over there that we dismantled to have a look to see how they'd fared, and they've done really well. I thought they'd gone a little bit rusty, but they hadn't. It was just a bit of discoloration from the homemade compost. So we've got plenty of materials that we find unscrupulously dumped by the cannabis growers, and I've got 4 more blue barrels to add to here so that we can use this irrigation on all these beds here, hopefully. Some of the leaf mould that we are saving for those containers. I've been harvesting this here. Those 2 Vegega halves are going to go around the greenhouse. They're a little bit lower, it'll let a bit more light in. It'll be easier for me to get to the glass to clean it. I've tidied up all in here now, and I need now to feed the soil in these, because I don't actually change the soil. I leave the canes in, I leave those street lamp covers in, so I need to start feeding those, drip feed them with a bit of the black liquid gold from the manure runoff. I need to find a home for the comfrey concentrate. some that's from 2023 and this year's 2024, the two on the left 2024. I've got another half can of 2023 on plot 3. This is plot 1, and I'm glad I tidied up the wildflower area. No doubt a few of our bugs and four-legged critter friends are making good use of it. But this area is looking nice and tidy and reasonably pleasing to the eye. And there's some of the well-rotted horse manure. This is falling to pieces. Just have to make it stronger. One job leads to another, and there's the bags that we found that we started clearing out. And there's my Bocking 14 comfrey just dying back nicely. We'll just let the helicopter go over. This is the comfrey that spreads. As soon as it's died back completely, we'll tidy it all up, give it a bit of well-rotted manure, and cover it up with some of the unscrupulously dumped compost that we've got spare. So this tank here will be sitting over there as soon as we get time, but priority list is to finish off the leaf collection while they're still there. They didn't blow away in those high winds from Storm Bert, but they're now very wet and very hard to bring back to the plot. So as we move to plot 3, that was my original plot, why not take a look at my first video. This fruit cage now is probably about 10 years old. It cost me about £100 to build, and then I bought some new netting which is another £80, but well worth it. We'll be in there in between Christmas and New Year, pruning everything back. Won't be long before I'm doing a harvest. We've got the Jerusalem artichokes. The asparagus still hasn't died back enough yet for me. I want all the goodness to go back into the crowns, and while the berries are still there, the birds will have a nice feast. But what I do normally do is cut them all down and put them over on the wildlife area until all those berries have gone. Sprouts. Any caterpillars about now? Oh, blinking heck. You alive? Oh no, I'm froze. Nah, not so active now, are you? But those little devils, they're still eating my sprouts, and they're a good size. Oh, look at these. Now, it must have got down to about -5 last night, and look at them. Oh dear. I tap them off and they only come back. They climb up the sides. Won't be long before I'm chopping and dropping the green manure. That's really done well. They're winter tares, green clover and green field beans. Definitely do that mix again. It's given a really good, nice thick carpet. Some more carrots, a bit of a mix there, harlequin and sweet candle. The fruit bushes are all budding up, so they didn't mind being split from the buckets and transplanted. Sheep's wool seems to be holding back some of the weeds. I always get weeds anyway, but maybe I need to put it a little bit thicker to stop that weed in the middle of the screen there coming through. Temporary compost bins keep getting topped up. They keep sinking. We've put some leaves around the side to stop the weeds growing. Anything to stay maintenance free while it's a bit nippy. I need to get in here and perhaps pull these parsnips out if there's any left. This is my main bed of parsnips, but as you can see, they're looking a bit tired now, so we take the leaves off and then we put about 6 inches of compost on top, covered with cardboard. It helps them a little bit because, as you know, parsnips tend to go a little bit of canker and stuff like that. All cuts out, and bar gum, the one I did have for my Sunday dinner a few weeks ago, was very nice. Now they're well frosted, they should be even better. And last year I had some, no sorry, this year I had some beans, but before I planted the beans I had some garlic. Looks like I've got a volunteer garlic coming up, guys. Nature always finds a way. Still got to get rid of those buckets of comfrey. My comfrey concentrate, I did put everything into my compost bin, seeds and all, and they grew in my potatoes. The experiment with the silver skin onions, whole ones, not seed, and that's got to be splitting. It just looks like it's splitting. And some of the onions are coming up now. These are the mother walking onions, the ones that we should eat, but I've planted them again. And these are the babies, and there's 1 or 2 of those coming up now. And these are the golden gourmet shallots that I saved in a little corner. And it was surprising how many little bulbs there was on them. And they do make really good pickled onions. By the time you see this, it won't be long before I'm doing the draw for the 2 hands pens. Looks like we've got a little bit of wind damage there. It's pulled the plastic through the screws or whatever. Oh, my poor Cape gooseberries. Do they not like the frost? Not by the feel of it. Oh dear, yeah, this feels a bit soft. But definitely going to grow some next year. I'm going to put some in the polytunnel, see if we can make them last a bit longer. They don't look happy at all now. But everything's ready in this one for growing the giant potatoes. These opria and walking onions don't look happy, but nature always finds a way. This is my garlic bed, and look, that's exactly the same as what we just saw earlier, so it's definitely an elephant garlic. And even that one there that you're looking at pushed through the cardboard, I thought, oh, best get the cardboard off. I was just trying to protect the clothes during the wet spells. Cardboard's quite good at repelling some of the water. But happy with everything that's going on. We managed to complete that pallet collar bed over there, did the maintenance on it. We took the 2 rotten ones off, or damaged ones, whatever you want to say, put the 2 new ones in, and that material sunk down well now, so we can spread that out on a warmer day, because my fingers get cold. I promised myself I'd plant those potatoes, because those seed potatoes ended up with potatoes growing on top of them. Still haven't done nothing with them. There's some pongo beans here that I need to get those home. They'll just go mouldy. I managed to clear this side, but I've still got this side to do, and I need to harvest some more celery. I'll do that as soon as I can, as soon as the weather allows. And I've spotted some more wood that I can use on this project, but you can see that snow and rain does blow in. It does make it cold and horrible, so I'm trying to seal it up the best I can. But the new cupboards are in, we've moved the things about, we've brought all the things from plot 1 over to here. That cupboard's sitting in there nicely, just need to put everything in. But I could do with lining the roof with some bubble wrap to stop the condensation, because drip 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 either on your head or on your seat and on your cupboards. And we've got a leak. Oh dear, must be a big leak, look. Oh dear, it's a good job I put that there. So overall I'm quite happy. Some more rubbish there from to the tip out of that galvanised tank. I left it there and forgot to take it. There's some of the cocoa coir that we find unscrupulously dumped. Some wood there that we need to work on. Some compost there that we find that's got the added perlite in. I've almost used all the sheep's wool now out that bag, just one more left. That's all my homemade potato compost. We put it in there. And there's the wood chips. Those wood chips were right to the top. I've only pinched a few out, honest. But that material in there is really good, especially if you just scrape those thick bits off. And see, it reverses up. I was going to fill the bin up with some more of the leaf mould, but that there, when I looked at it, was quite good, and I do need some more material mixing, so I'll mix all different things together to top the beds up. But if you've liked the content, why not give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down for the interaction. Why not consider subscribing? Most important thing is leave a comment and join in with those comments. Give those comments a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And don't forget, Christmas morning at 8 o'clock I'll be harvesting Christmas potatoes and anything else, carrots, sprouts, for my Christmas dinner. I think we'll leave the Jerusalem artichokes alone on Christmas Day. Don't want to be playing too many tunes on the evening. And at 3 o'clock we'll do the King's Speech, Christmas Day, an alternative message to the gardening community, but I'll be focusing more on Mrs. K's health. A big thank you to everyone who has messaged me or give us that little heart. It does really help. Happy gardening to you all. Till next time, my friends. On a cold end of November 2024. Till next time. Ta-ra for now.